Okay, we're going to pick up where we left off on our last training on the plotter dialog window. In the last training we were in the text function here, so we're going to go to our zoom in function, and if I click on the zoom, and then if I go over to the area that I want to zoom into and just click and drag a box around it, it zooms into that area. And if I want to zoom out, I just click on the zoom out button and just zoom out however I want. Next is the copy function right here. If I want to make a copy of this, I just click this and it makes a copy of it. And then next is the delete. So if I want to delete it, I just hit the X. Next is the group function. If you click on two images, I'll hit Control C and click on these two, what happens is they're selected, but they act independently of each other. So if you want them to act as one, you select the two of them and then go over to the group function right here and click group. And as you can see, it puts a bounding box around both of them, and you can move them around so that they act as one. You can use this a lot with window film and with paint protection, and also to group graphics together. And then to ungroup it, you just click on the ungroup button, and as you can see, it ungroups it, and again, they act independently. Next is the vertical mirror. If I want to flip it from left to right, I just click on this. Or if I want to flip it up and down, horizontal mirror. Here is the exact rotate. If I click on this, a box pops up and I can apply exact rotates to this. So the angle is 45, so if I click apply, it's going to apply a 45-degree angle. And again, I click apply again, and it'll keep applying the 45-degree angle, and you can adjust whatever angle you might want in here. And then you can also reset it if you want. Next is your exact rotate. Now, there's a shortcut to the exact rotate. If you right click on the image, you'll see it put these little circles around the boxes here. And so what you can do is you can just rotate it by right clicking on it and then just clicking on it and rotating it. You can click anywhere on the image and it'll rotate it for you. But also you can use this box, the freeform rotate, if you want to rotate it in a free form, and again, it'll put a bounding box around it with these little circles, and you can click on the circle and rotate it, or again, you can click on the image and rotate it. Next is your resize function. It's always best to click the resize enable box before you do this, and we'll click on the resize button. And if you want to resize it proportionally, you need to click on the keep aspect ratio. And with that, you can put in a different size on either the width or the height, and it will resize it proportionally. So let's just say 60 inches here, and click apply, and it resizes it proportionally. If you want to just resize, say, a length or a width, you just unclick the keep aspect ratio and it will resize it by the width or the length. And you can also reset it back to its original size. Next is your align and space. Let's say we select these two images right here, and I click on align and space, and this aligns them however you want. So let's say I wanted to align the right side of them, and I'll click this one right here. The line is on the right side, and I'll click apply, and it will align the right edges of the patterns. I can also space it. Let's say I wanted to space it 0.06 between the top and the bottom. So I'll click here and click apply, and it'll space it 0.06. And you can space them horizontally or vertically, and align them horizontally or vertically. Next is the arc button. This was used mainly to be able to arc text for front strip. So I'm going to close this out, and let's just pull in a front strip right here, and I'll hit cut. And then we'll go up here and we will just put in some lettering. Let's try Arial, and I'll just put in ComputerCut here. And click apply. And then I can click on ComputerCut and bring it down here and resize it to the sun strip if I want, the width here. And then I can use the arc function to arc it to the shape, to conform to the shape of the sun strip. Sometimes customers like to have some kind of text in their sun strip, and this is the way in which you can do it. Okay, we'll X out of that, and we'll go back in, and we'll pull up this window here. And the next function is the path editor. There's a lot of functions within this, so I'm just going to show you one of the most common, but there is another separate instructional video just on the path edit feature. But if I click on this, as you can see, it throws in these control points here. So let's say you are doing this window and it's a little bit too long at the bottom. So you click and you drag a box around the points on the bottom. And then you can adjust it up or down in here. And if you looked at the video that we did, and then you can adjust it up or down. And if you want to select more control points, you can hold your control key down and then select more control points, and we'll adjust this. So let's say we have this adjusted how we like it. So I can click apply, and this window is going to fit how I want it. So I'm going to make a copy of it and then flip it vertically. And then I want to be able to save this so that every time I pull up this car, it's going to fit exactly the way in which I've adjusted it. So to do that, you minimize the window here and then select the other windows that you would happen to use most often in cutting this. So we'll just select these and we'll bring them in here, and we'll just arrange them here. Delete these two here. And then I can go up, and I'm not going to go through the whole process here, but you go up here to pattern and click save as my version. And once you click that, it saves these patterns exactly the way you've put them together in here, so that the next time you pull up the car, for instance, if I pull up this Mustang, it'll ask me, do I want this version or do I want the original version? So you have a choice between what you've saved or the original. And that's called saving my version of the pattern. Okay, we'll X out of that, and we'll go back and select this window here, pull it up into the cut window. And the next function right here is a toggle between the different units. So right here we're in inches. I can toggle between centimeters and meters, and then back to inches. The next function is the window planner. This is a great tool for anybody that does architectural or flat glass work, you can go out and measure a job and input the sizes in here and do calculations. There's a complete video on the use of the window planner. It's in the support section, so you can review how to use the window planner by watching that video. Next is a measuring tape. You can click on this and you can measure distances between 2 points. Next here, this is the invoicing. You can actually invoice directly from ComputerCut. If I just click on this, it'll pop up the member site, a generic invoice where you can create your own invoices. You can fill it in generically here. It already throws up the type of card that you're cutting and put in your amounts here. And you can save it and you can also print it. So you can actually invoice customers directly from the ComputerCut program. And then finally here, this is the quick way to optimize patterns. If you click on the 20-inch roll, save and optimize, it automatically pulls up the optimizer and defaults to saving 20-inch rolls. Again, there's a complete video on how to use this function to your advantage and to save money by using 20-inch rolls. So that's it on the training for the plotter dialog window. If you have any questions, again, just call our technical support line 800-348-3193 and we can help answer any of your questions.